Hmm. Mercy. Kunda Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Bharadhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Bharadhari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari. Yasodanandana Yasodanandana Rajadara Yasodanandana Rajadara Yakira Ranata Madhava Jai Radha Madhava Vihari Gopi Chandra Giri Bharadwari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Bharadwari Yasodanandana Jana Yasodanandana Narendana Yamdakiramaram Yamdakiramaram Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Shri Radhe Jai Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Shama Sundara Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur, Hari Gaur, Hari Gaur, Hari Gaur. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitya Shitana Premanande. No, Krishna, 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 Prabhupada says, yeah, Pachaham Pravashadi, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Purichananda, Sagri Together, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gana Gana Sadakaya Chaksurun Litamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manavistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadhantika Vandeham Shri Guru Sijata Shri Guru Vaisnavamscha Sero Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadotam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sirodha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakampitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tap Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Visabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakautarvyasya Vibhashendubhya evacha Patitanam papanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo namo namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Sivas Adi Gauri Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, text 73. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Again, Sloka 73 of 18th chapter, its conclusion. Arjuna Uvacha Nasto Moha Smitir Labdha Vat Prasadam Yachita Stitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishi Vachanam Tava. Arjuna Uvacha Nasto Moha Smitir Labdha Vat Prasadam Yachita Stitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishi Vachanam Tava. Arjuna Vacha Nasto Siddhi Labdha Arjuna Vacha Chita Vacha Mataji Arjuna Vacha Sasvahasmiti Labdha Tvat Sadhamaya Shuddha Sandeha. Word for word meaning. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, Nashta, dispelled, Moha, illusion, Smriti, memory, Labdha, regained, Tvat Prasadat, by your mercy, Maya, by me, Achyuta, O infallible Krishna, Stita, situated, Ashmi, I am, Gata, removed, Shandeha, all doubts. Carisye, I shall execute. Vachanam, order. Tava, your. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mm-mm. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and am prepared to act according to your instructions." So everybody please repeat after me. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to your instructions." Purport. The constitutional position of a living entity represented by Arjuna is that he has to act according to the order of the Supreme Lord. He is meant for self-discipline. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the actual position of the living entity is that of eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. Forgetting this principle, the living entity becomes conditioned by material nature. But in serving the Supreme Lord, he becomes the liberated servant of God. The living entity's constitutional position is to be a servitor. He has to serve either the illusory Maya or the Supreme Lord. If he serves the Supreme Lord, he is in his normal condition. But if he prefers to serve the illusory external energy, then certainly he will be in bondage. In illusion, the living entity is serving in this material world. He is bound by his lust and desires, yet he thinks of himself as the master of the world. This is called illusion. When a person is liberated, his illusion is over, and he voluntarily surrenders unto the Supreme to act according to his desires. The last illusion, the last snare of Maya to trap the living entity is the proposition that he is God. The living entity thinks he is no longer a conditioned soul, but God. He is so unintelligent that he does not think that if he were God, then how could he be in doubt? That he does not consider. So that is the last snare of illusion. Actually, to become free from the illusory energy is to understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and agree to act according to his order. The word moha is very important in this verse. Moha refers to that which is opposed to knowledge. Actually, real knowledge is the understanding that every living being is eternally a servitor of the Lord. But instead of thinking oneself in that position, the living entity thinks that he is not a servant, that he is the master in this material world, for he wants to lord it over the material nature. That is his illusion. This illusion can be overcome by the mercy of the Lord or by the mercy of a pure devotee. When that illusion is over, one agrees to act in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is acting according to Krishna's order. A conditioned soul, illusioned by the external energy of matter, does not know that the Supreme Lord is the Master who is full of knowledge and who is the proprietor of everything. He is the friend of everyone, and he is specially inclined to his devotee. He is the controller of the material nature and of all living entities. He is also the controller of inexhaustible time, and he is full of all opulences and all potencies. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can even give himself to the devotee. One who does not know him is under the spell of illusion. He does not become a devotee, but a servitor of Maya. Arjuna, however, after hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, became free from all illusion. He could understand that Krishna was not only his friend, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he understood Krishna factually. When a person is in full knowledge, he naturally surrenders to Krishna. When Arjuna understood that it was Krishna's plan to reduce the unnecessary increase of population, he agreed to fight according to Krishna's desire. He again took up his weapons, his arrows, and bow to fight under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arjuna Avacha Nasto Moha Smitir Labdha Tvat Prasadhan Mayachyuta Sitosmi Gata Sandeha Karishi Vachanam Tava. So Arjuna now is admitting his defect. And what is his main defect? That he was in illusion. Now he says, yes, now I am free from illusion. And Prabhupada mentions here that moha is a very important word. Moha. This illusory energy of the Supreme Lord, Maha, Maya, according to the Bhagavad Gita, is also divine. Daivi Prakriti. This divine energy of the Supreme Lord, which governs the material energy, is the predominating illusory energy composed of three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. This Mahamaya prevents the living entities to see Krishna, to put into illusion. There is also another divine energy in the spiritual world called Yoga Maya. Now, that Yoga Maya prevents also the surrendered souls. Okay, there's a difference now. The conditioned souls, they cannot understand their real nature, that they are eternally servants of the Supreme Lord. Jivira Surabhoy Krishnera Nityadas. This is our eternal nature. But somehow, because of this illusory energy, we became forgetful. Who became forgetful? The soul. Why is it that the soul became forgetful? Because they became covered up by the material energy. Just like Prabhupada gave an example, a rain cloud, water. It is very pure, clear substance. But when it comes in contact, the rain drops from the cloud and touch the surface of earth. What happens? It becomes muddied. But that is not the original. real nature of the rain cloud water. It is crystal clear, but then became covered up, become muddied because of having come in contact with the earth. So similarly, the living entities, yes, they lost their memory, their mind becomes disturbed, um, intelligence becomes very poor, and especially the ego started to identify that he is the master. And as Prabhupada gave here in this statement, he thinks that he is what? God. Yes. He thinks that he is the master of all his survey. He thinks that he is the proprietor. He may own a little bit of something, but then he thinks that he is like real proprietor of these things that he has at the moment, or what destiny has given to him. Um, yes, he identifies with the body. And there's a verse. Let me see this verse. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita whereby the living entity, because of this misidentification of the body, uh, that is the fundamental problem. Here. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna bole se jiva anadi bahir mukha ataiva maya tare deya samsara dukkha. When the living entity forgets Krishna, so this is our main disease. Our main disease is that not because the material energy is full of miseries and sufferings, that life is temporary in the material world. Um, our main disease is that we have forgotten Krishna. Since time immemorial, we cannot put a certain date in the history when we become covered up by the material energy. It's like also it says that we cannot point out in the history when the living entity was created, even though we're created by the Supreme Lord. So we become uh, what do you call inimical instead of having our attention and our focus, our face towards Lord Krishna. We turn our head away from Krishna. We become what you call, let me see here again, the word that we use, turn outward. And therefore, Maya gives the living entity the miseries of material existence. So, this is the beginning of our becoming disease. Yeah, we're all diseased, spiritually diseased. We forget Krishna, we turn away from Krishna, and therefore Maya takes over. So that is the root cause, how we fall into Maya, even though that is not our real nature. Hmm. So, yeah, sometimes devotees will say to another devotee, "Hey, Prabhu, you are in Maya." You've heard of that before? Prabhu, come on, you're in Maya. Oh, what do you mean? That is my nature. This is my nature. That is not our nature. It's our conditioned nature. To be in illusion is our conditioned nature. To get out of illusion is our real nature. To be not in illusion, that is the real nature of the living entities. So, yes, we have to understand this nature of the Supreme Lord, this Mahamaya. Before we can understand what is Yogamaya, one can be either in Mahamaya or in Yogamaya. So the conditioned souls, they cannot be under Yogamaya because that is the transcendental nature in the spiritual world, that everyone is governed under the Yogamaya potency. That is what you call Antaranga Shakti, the internal potency. Those eternally liberated souls, eternal associates of the Supreme Lord, they are in the Chit Shakti under the nature of the same nature of the Supreme Lord. They are put into also Maya, illusion, Yoga Maya. But in the material world, Arjuna played the role of being under the illusory energy. And this is the main difference between Lord Krishna and the living entities. Krishna can put his devotee into illusion, hmm, just to wake them up, just to make them realize that if I don't take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I will not be able to get out of this illusory energy. Daivihi Isha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Daivi is this divine Daivi. So yes, this divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance, is very difficult to overcome. We cannot do it by ourselves. And Prabhupada mentions in the purport that it's only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord we can get out. On our own endeavor, with our own experience, with our own skills and expertise, even with our friends, well, if our devotees, if they're devotees, then they can help us to get out of this illusory energy. But conditioned souls, amongst them, they cannot get out. But the only solution is if they receive the mercy from the Supreme Lord and his pure devotees, and then they can get out of this material energy. So one may say, well, I'm okay. I don't want to get out of this material energy. Uh, I'm happy here. What's the problem? Because there is a certain level of ignorance that prevents them to not to get out of this world. It's like a drunkard. He's swimming in the gutter, intoxicated. And you can tell that that is not a very good situation. But intoxicated person, oh, he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, he feels that he's the happiest, the most fortunate person in the world. Huh? He is in his own world. Come on, don't bother me. Get away. I want to be in this situation as much as possible at all times. Why are you stopping me? So this is moha. This is illusion. And yes, Gunamayi, Mama Maya. This is also Krishna's energy. So it makes the eternal soul identify with the temporary body. That is the nature of Maya. Now, when I say Maya now, it's Mahamaya. Another name for Maya is Durga. She is the predominating deity of the material world, Durga Devi. But she's a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. Uh, she's very impenetrable. It's very difficult to go beyond. It says that the material energy is comprises of these different material elements, and it's 10 times thicker than the other one. And the thickest of them all is ego. The coverings of the universe is this material energy. So for one to go beyond, even break the barriers, he cannot do it by himself. He needs to somehow take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because of this Maya, Mahamaya, the soul thinks that I belong to this temporary world. There is no need for me to get out. And therefore, even though he is suffering, he is miserable, he doesn't want to get out. He will struggle so hard just to maintain himself. Only after some time, he will try to figure out, well, I've been trying for so long, but I cannot get out. I need some help. I cannot get out of this situation. Again, because due to karma, the miseries and sufferings of the living entities is what you call um, is relative. But everyone is suffering. Even the most richest person in the world, he is also suffering. But his suffering is relative to the poor person. Poor person is also suffering. But the main sufferings that we face is that we're repeatedly experiencing birth, death, old age, and disease. Hmm. It's not that because you are the richest person in the world that you can live forever. No, they can even want to buy their time. I will tell the doctor, my dear doctor, I can give you any amount of wealth. Just give me a few more years to live. I still have not fulfilled my material desires. Ah, I still have to make more money for my grandchildren. Ah, no, my treasury bank account is not full yet. It's only half full. So please give me a few more years. Do you think the doctor can do something for that? For the person to live, to prolong his life? No. So that is illusion. So Mahamaya doesn't mean that this world is illusion. No. This world is real, but it is temporary. See? It's tangible. If this is illusion, then I cannot touch, I cannot feel, oh, this is kind of cold. Yes. Or fire is, I have heat and light that if I put my finger in the fire, it will not be burnt. It is real. But the nature of this world is that it is temporary. So that is our main disease. We are covered by temporary designations. I am this body, I belong to such and such village, this is my wife, this is my husband, these are my children, ah, this is my position, and so on. This is my title. No, these are all temporary. Maya can appear as honor. Maya can appear as having once having a position, but again, these are all temporary. Maya can make us think that I'm very advanced. I'm enough. I'm advanced now. I'm very safe. No. Anytime our fate can change in this world. So Mahamaya is the Lord's external potency that bewilders the conditioned soul. by covering its knowledge of its eternal relationship with Krishna and binding it through the three modes of nature. That is the meaning of Maya. So, why is it very difficult to overcome? Because it is divine. It is not an ordinary force. It is not material force. It is divine. It is subtle. Oh, that is very difficult. Sometimes gross, yeah, we can overcome, but subtle, very, very difficult. And it acts through our habit. Mm. Again, we mentioned earlier, we become habitual. If it becomes a habit, then it becomes part of our character. Uh, it acts through desire, social conditioning, bodily identity, and ultimately ego. Mm. So even when a person knows philosophically, I'm not this body, this is very important. Still, when it comes that we get insulted, why do we become upset? Why do we become angry? Huh? Pain comes, disease comes, praise comes, comfort comes, attachment comes, and so on. Why? Because Maya has worked not only on the surface, but deep within conditioned identity. So that is the difficulty here. So, yes, our hands are tied up, and we cannot untie ourselves. Bhagavad Gita says like this. It's given an example. If a person wants to be free, but his hands are tied up, he cannot free himself unless you are a Houdini, unless you are a magician, you know the tricks. But still, it's very difficult. You cannot get out. You need another person whose hands are not tied up. Then he can untie your hands, which is tied up. So, similarly, the conditioned soul needs the mercy of Krishna and pure devotee, Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra. This is the only way how we can get out. So, do we have to know what is Yoga Maya? I already mentioned partly Yoga Maya, the internal potency. Yes, in the Bhagavad Gita there is a verse. Naham prakasa sarvasya Yoga Maya samabrita. I am not revealed to everyone. I am hidden. I am concealed. I'm not manifest to everyone, being covered by Yoga Maya. So just like here in Vrindavan, this Boma Vrindavan, this is none different than the Goloka Vrindavan. Why is it that we cannot see the real Vrindavan? This is real Vrindavan also. We cannot say that this is, it is exactly the spiritual world. But how is it that for many of us, we are not seeing real Vrindavan? Again, because of this Maya potency. We're not able to see due to our contamination, due to our heart still needs to be purified. And then when we become free from the illusory energy. So what is this illusory energy? Is it Yoga Maya or Mahamaya? Mahamaya. Because Yoga Maya only works for the eternally liberated souls. And even those who are purified in their heart, they don't see Krishna. They're always looking for Krishna. Only those who are in Mahamaya, they say, I already have Krishna. I already have love for Krishna. So why don't you see Krishna also? Both cannot see Krishna. But the Yoga Maya, the devotees not seeing Krishna as God, makes them more attached to Krishna. The conditioned soul who is in Mahamaya, they're under the illusory energy of the Lord. They don't know Krishna as God, and that energy makes the conditioned souls to be farther away from Krishna. The devotees who are pure in their heart under the Yogamaya potency, they don't know Krishna is God, but that makes them closer to Krishna. You see the difference? Both are in illusory energy, but the one illusory energy keeps them from more and more forgetfulness of Krishna, and the other one is always thinking of Krishna and makes them closer and closer to Krishna. Yogamaya does not merely hide Krishna. She hides him from those who are not qualified to see him. And she reveals him properly to those who are devoted. Oh, so as soon as we understand, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, huh, no one can force any person to surrender, even though this is what Krishna wanted us to do. No one can force anyone to take up to Krishna consciousness. There'll be a time when we conclude that I am sick and tired of this material energy. I don't want to have anything to do with this material energy. There must be some alternative. Then the door starts to open up to go and take shelter of Lord Krishna through his devotees. It's very scientific. It's very scientific. This will not happen to a person who still wanted to enjoy the material energy, which he cannot be anyway. He'll be baffled. He'll be bewildered. Uh, so this is Yoga Maya. She arranges the Lord's intimate dealings amongst his devotees, like that Yasoda's love, the cowherd boy's friendship, the gopis' transcendental love, and she arranges the sweetness of Vrindavan. So Yogamaya covers something that this having that awareness of Krishna's overwhelmingly majestic position, so that the intimate love between his devotees and himself, Krishna, will flourish. So this is very important. Okay, so difference of between Mahamaya and Yogamaya. Mahamaya is what? External, and Yogamaya is internal. Mahamaya produces what? Forgetfulness of, and Yogamaya produces what? Absorption. Absorb. It's like a sponge. Absorbs water. If there's a puddle of water here, you put the sponge, automatically it'll suck up the water. So similarly, it is like that. The Yoga Maya, Mahamaya increases what? False ego. Okay? And Yoga Maya deepens our spiritual identity. Mahamaya says, enjoy separately. And Yoga Maya says, serve lovingly. Oh. Mahamaya leads to fear, and Yoga Maya leads to intimacy. Mahamaya makes the jiva think I am the center, but Yoga Maya awakens The living entity and his consciousness will be always that Krishna is the center and my perfection is to serve him. So there is material forgetfulness and there is spiritual forgetfulness. Okay, so how we can get out of this Mahamaya? Mam ibaya prapadyante mayam itam tarantite. Not by mental speculation, not by dry austerity, not social respectability, not external dress. You cannot get out of Maya just changing your external appearance. Not bodily renunciation by itself. The answer is Saranagati, surrender. This is the only way how we can get out of Maya. So one must take shelter of a spiritual master. This is the first thing. When one makes starting to become serious and he wants to really get out of this material existence, then he needs a spiritual master. Tasmad Gurut Prapadyeta. Therefore, one must surrender to a spiritual master. Why? Because the conditioned soul is already under illusion. Again, the spiritual master, his hands is untied, is free. So he can untie our tied up hands. And Guru does not flatter illusion. He confronts illusion. Guru exposes illusion and Guru redirects the soul toward Krishna. Second, hearing and chanting. We've been always talking about this. There's never a time that we will get tired of hearing and chanting. Of hearing about hearing and chanting. Always, all the time. It is always there. Steady devotional service. Whatever we do, we should be steady, consistent. So in this way, that's why it's called abhyabichari. Abhyabicharena. Mam chayo vyabicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in unfailing devotional service transcends the modes of nature. So bhakti doesn't mean occasional. Only when I feel like doing it, I will do it. Then he'll not be able to get out. It has to be continuous. It is not external engagement with internal negligence. Oh, that is very deep there. It's not that I'm doing things, but internally I have so many things desire for my own benefit. Steady bhakti means regular japa, regular hearing, regular service, regular introspection, always thinking inside. Am I doing okay? Is there anything that's still missing that I need to do? Am I being humble? Am I being proud? Am I being harsh? Am I making plans for my own benefit only and not for others? This is how we can get out or rise above the gunas. Full dependence on Lord Krishna. I cannot cross by my own strength alone. I must beg for mercy. So this is what happens to Arjuna here. Now he says, now my illusion is gone. I surrender unto you. He says that. I surrender unto you. I don't have any other recourse now. So for brahmacharis, I'm going to give you a practical application now. For brahmacharis, Mahamaya appears as restlessness of the mind, restlessness of the senses, very impatient, uh, attraction to many, many things. I always compare myself to others. I have my own hidden independence. Hmm. I have secret indulgence. Oh, there. Hmm. Lack of seriousness in sadhana. Oh, so sometimes a brahmachari may think the danger is only gross sense gratification. No, the danger begins earlier than that. The danger begins when one resists structure. Oh, yes, Prabhupada has given us system, a program that if we follow, definitely we will see the result because it works. It works. For some of us, been practicing for so many years, and we feel some kind of taste, nectar. Mm. Only in the beginning is very bitter, especially if you don't want to follow the procedure. If you think, oh, why are they doing? Why everyone is doing like this? Let me do a different way. Huh? Oh, why everyone is always on time? I want to be late. I want to be different. Yeah, you want to be different? Then Maya will not leave you alone. Hmm. Says here. The danger begins when one resists structure, when one loses taste for instruction, when one becomes casual with chanting, when one hides from authority, when one cultivates a private life separate from devotional accountability. That is where Mahamaya begins to tighten her grip. So, what is the shelter of Yoga Maya for a brahmachari? Strong morning program, strong association, attentive japa, practical service. As I mentioned in the Gosti thing yesterday, right? It was yesterday. We have to keep ourselves busy. Simple living, regulated senses, open hearted dependence on Guru and senior Vaisnavas. A brahmachari must learn early. Unengaged energy is dangerous. Engaged energy becomes devotion. Now, for grihastas, we have grihastas here. For grihastas, Mahamaya often comes in respectable dress. She may not come as obvious sin, she may come absorption in maintenance without remembrance. My family, my home, my income, my plans, my security, my future. And gradually, Krishna becomes secondary. Then the house may remain externally religious but internally material. The real danger in Grihastha life is not household duty itself. Duty is honorable. The danger is forgetfulness in the name of duty. So, how does a Grihastha come under Yogamaya shelter? By turning home into ashram. There should be also daily kirtan, daily reading, hearing, and chanting. Preferably, the Grihastha ashram also should have deity worship at home, that everything that we eat should be offered to the deity. The deity is a central focus. Let the children also hear Harikatha. Sometimes when I go travel, um, in some places the children are very attentive, but in some places they let the children go play and roam around and make all the noise. And I ask them, why you not have your children here? Oh, they're not ready yet. They're not ready to hear this. No. Prahlad Maharaj says what? At the age start at 5. So when are they gonna be ready? Huh? If they're like really children, they have to be taken care of. But if they can run back and forth, they can sit down also. Yeah, after 5. after 5. But no, sometimes some of these grihastas says, no, 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 Maharaj, they're not ready yet. When will they be ready? Ah, invite also Vaishnavas, devotees, can have a satsanga, have a Bhakti Briksha program. So in this way, the householders, they can also penetrate the coverings of Maya. Hmm. Krishna must be the center. Then only Yoga Maya will act. Okay, I'll stop here now. Any other points or comment? Well, there's so many more things to say here. What is saying? Snare means you are captured. The last snare, the last uh snare is like a trap. Trap. Last trap of Maya is to think that you are God. What is the last snare of Maya? That's right. Because God, the word God means you are completely independent. We are all dependent of Krishna. The children, they want to become independent, but no, they need protection. Krishna doesn't need protection, he protects everybody. But in the pastimes of Mother Yasoda, as if he is under the protection of Mother Yasoda, because he plays that role. Mother Yasoda wants to relate to him being a mother. So now that is the last snare of Maya, to be independent. So please, before you make a plan, before you think what to do, you should always confer with someone, at least with your equal. If not, better is you ask those who are more advanced than you. Realize, senior. If you, as soon as you say, I know what I'm doing, you're in Maya now already. Maya captures you. No. For me to make a decision, I have to ask many. I don't say, okay, this is what I want to do. No. I'm going to ask, what do you think? What do you think, Prabhu? Is it okay to proceed or not? That is a proper mood. Even as a sannyasi, grihastas also. Of course, the spiritual master is not there all the time. So ask your fellow grihasta friend, or ask those who are more senior than you, more advanced spiritually, whether where you're heading is going to be beneficial for you to be Krishna conscious or not. But at the same time, you can have some decision that you want to do by yourself, but you have to base your decision from Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra also. As soon as you, again, making decision out of your whimsical mind, making plans not aligned with Guru, Sadhu, and Sastra, then you are not Grihasta. You are Grihamedi, sense enjoyer. For brahmacharis, we always need the help of the spiritual master and those who are more senior than us. You cannot make a mistake that I know what I'm doing and I'll make plans. No, always ask, what do you think, Prabhu? What do you think, Maharaj? It's not that you make a decision and then you ask for permission. That's not the way how it goes, isn't it? Huh? Asking permission is not the same as giving information. It's just giving information and then you ask for permission. That's not how it goes. Before you make a plan, you can ask, "What do you think? I'm thinking about this." Yeah, you're free to think, but to confirm what you're thinking is going to lead you in a very positive way, beneficial for us to get closer to Krishna. That is healthy. But to think of something else that I just, I don't care about what others say, I'm going to do it. And that's why in ISKCON, sometimes, oh, not sometimes, most of the times, it is better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Whew. It is easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. That is wrong. Huh? It's better to ask permission first, right? And then you don't have to ask for forgiveness. It's a big difference, isn't it? Oh, no, no, no. I know what I'm doing. I know the super soul is telling me what to do. But then your senses are uncontrolled and your mind is disturbed. So how can you hear the Paramatma? Is that possible? Then you will think, I must be God because I'm fully independent. So that is the last snare of Maya. Last snare, last trap, last being captured by Maya. And this is her duty. She's a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. One of her names is Vaishnavi, also as Krishna, but not same Krishna, Krishna, but yes, Durga, Parvati. Hmm. These are many names in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam is there. Yes? Any other points? Bolo? Bolo, bolo? Oh, yeah. Mm. Look, the very first in our preaching, we only need to know the verse. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheswaram suridam sarvabhutanam yatmamam samtim richati. In our preaching, if you just tell them about this and if they accept them, then whatever you say will only make sense to them. If they cannot accept Bhoktaram, that I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices, Krishna, Sarvaloka Maheswaram, he is the proprietor of all the planetary system. Sarvaloka Maheswara, he is the supreme. Suridham, he is the friend of everyone. If you just preach to this, that God is there, if they cannot accept that, then whatever you say may work, but mostly it will not work. They're just there for uh, word, what do you call this? There is just like a battle. They not be able to conceive what you're saying. So yes, we don't tell them immediately get up early in the morning. We don't tell them even follow the four regulative principles, do we? Huh? No, we just tell them chant, purify yourself, read Bhagavad Gita. We don't tell anything else besides that in the beginning, but later on, then it'll just increase. Okay? You cannot convince them immediately. Try to ask them first purify themselves. Then ultimately they'll get purified. Okay, we stop here now. One more. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You don't ask them to surrender first. You don't ask them. You just tell them, can you please chant for 2 minutes or 5 minutes Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and read one sloka of Bhagavad Gita and offer your food to Krishna. Bas. Surrender is the last thing. It's not the beginning. You don't ask them, hey, surrender. Sarvadharman parityajya. No. You don't ask them like that. That is the conclusion of everything that they'll try to follow. Whatever we're doing here, the conclusion is we, in a sense, we are surrender, but not 100%, isn't it? You coming to ISKCON, getting initiated is surrender, yes, but that is not 100%. That's why you still have to chant, you still have to do your sadhana, you still have to do all of these things. Then finally, one day, we will give up everything for Krishna. Now we're not giving up everything for Krishna. We're still holding up something. Yes? So you don't tell this to a newcomer, hey, surrender or else. No. Okay? All right. Srila Prabhupada K. Taigo Sitaram from Hari Hari Bol. Hari Om Tat Sat.